Yeah, man, it's your boy Alfred once again, and welcome to another video. And today's video is entitled "Her Hypnotic Rhythm Will Separate You from Your Purpose." Her hypnotic rhythm will separate you from her purpose. Now let's start off by defining what a hypnotic rhythm is. A hypnotic rhythm really is a concept from the famous author by the name of Napoleon Hill. His book, Outwitting the Devil, right? If you read a book of his entitled Outwitting the Devil, you're going to come across this hypnotic rhythm concept, which mainly is it's a sort of a rhythm whereby the masses move with. It's a rhythm where the masses move with, right? And it's a collective sort of rhythm, right? Where everyone is doing this sort of the same thing, the same sort of way of doing things, right? The daily routine of doing things, which is a collective sort of thing, right? So that's totally different from an individualistic sort of rhythm. So that's the concept I took from. So you can read that book, Outwitting the Devil. It's a very good book by Napoleon Hill. Now, what do I mean by her hypnotic rhythm will separate you from her purpose, right? Now, when you're working on your purpose, right, you are actually creating your own rhythm, right? Your purpose will put you in a time frame or in places that are actually supposed to benefit you and are suitable for you, right? Now, what I'm seeing and what I've seen with a lot of men, especially young men and men in general, right? They are constantly pandering to women, or the woman they like, or the woman they want to be with. And unfortunately, once they start pandering to them, what they do is they start following them. Men out there start following women's lead, the women that they like or they supposedly want. Now, if a woman wants you to leave your way of doing things, if she wants you now to adapt her way of doing things, you are going to go away or move away, or you're going to separate from your purpose. A man, first of all, has to have a purpose. And the reason I'm actually saying this is because once you have that purpose, then you'll have a way of actually accommodating the woman. The woman is not supposed to accommodate you. You are the one to accommodate the woman. She's supposed to come into your world, so she moves within your rhythm, right? So she knows her part. She has to act that part, right? And be part of your purpose, and not the other way around. Now, once you allow yourself to be dictated or to be led by a woman, you're separating yourself from your own purpose. Your own purpose will always conflict with what other people, mostly other people, want for you. It's really hard to actually try and, in fact, next to impossible to follow others and then have your own sort of where you're doing things that are individualistic to you, right? Your own way of, having your own sort of goals and purpose that are tailor-made to you, right? Now, don't make the mistake of actually trying to pander to women, or once a woman kind of rejects you or is not accepting your advances, you should not or should never try to pander to her by trying to please her. For example, if a woman says to you, listen, I'm not going to come to you, you should come to me, right? You are the one who's courting her. You are the one who is inviting her to your world. Now, once you agree to that, you agree to her way of things, you are agreeing to her telling you what to do, then already you are separating yourself from your purpose, because she is the one who's supposed to be accommodated by you and not the other way around. If she's not with that, then she has no place in your world. Now the problem is a lot of men will actually agree to that, right? Especially if you're going to leave the things that you're supposed to be doing and then allowing yourself to go into her world when you have a lot of things that you should be actually be doing, right? So all this actually breaks down to the fact that you still have to have your goals, right? You have to have your goals, and then you have to have your own way that you're actually doing things. If that's not the case, then you're going to try to please others or please the women, and then that's when you get into their rhythm, into their hypnotic rhythm, right? And then you don't understand what is happening, and that's because you are slowly separating yourself from your purpose, right? You entering her rhythm, you entering her world means that you are now you're neglecting your own world. Remember, men are supposed to be building. Now, when you're building, we're not talking about building. We're not just talking about building, buildings out there. We're not only talking about building houses. No, you're building your world, your own world, right? What kind of man do you want to be? What kind of man are you, right? Now, as you're building, right, you're building that structure for your own world, right? Which means that the people that are supposed to be in your world are supposed to fit in. Now, don't make the mistake. I'll repeat this. Don't make the mistake now that you want to have a chick come into your world, but now she gets to say when and what you should be doing. Already, once that is the case, then what you're doing, you're separating yourself from your purpose. That's what you're doing. It's not supposed to be that way. If she's not going to come at the given time that you want her to, if she's not going to do how or what you want her to do, then she does not fit into that. That's something that should be understood. She does not fit, right? No matter how cute, no matter how beautiful. I know we are all attracted to certain type of chicks, right? We have this chick that we're attracted to, and we think they should be a part of us, or we should be a part of them, right? But that's the wrong way of thinking. She should be a right fit to your purpose. Otherwise, like I said, what will be happening is you're now going to move away from your purpose, and then you are slowly getting into her purpose, her way of doing things, her hypnotic rhythm. Now, let's remember that once you get into a woman's hypnotic rhythm, that's when things go haywire. You become average. You become the type of person that is moving away from a purposeful way of doing things. So that's why you're going to become average, and you won't actually be able to fulfill your own purpose, because now what you're doing is you're helping her fulfill hers in whatever way. You're giving her time, you're giving her resources, you're giving her your energy, your time, your resources, right? All that to her is what she all she needs from you, right? But what is she doing to fulfill your purpose? Because if you're moving towards her hypnotic rhythm, there's really nothing you're doing to actually she's not doing anything for your purpose, and you are not doing anything to actually fulfill your purpose. It will be hard, right? Because it's kind of like the concept of you cannot serve two masters. Remember, men are supposed to be their own master, and everyone else should be either adding something, right, that is beneficial to you, or aiding you into that purpose. But if you move away, further away from your purpose, you're moving into another different hypnotic rhythm. Men do not move within women's masses or at least other people's rhythm. You're supposed to be creating your own rhythm that is in tangent with your purpose. Your purpose should set your rhythm. Whatever purpose you have. It doesn't matter for a man as long as you're fulfilling your purpose. That should set your hypnotic rhythm. Right, that's your world that you're creating. So if just to before I wrap up, the reason, right, another major reason a chick may not want to get with you is because she understands the work that she has to put in order to be part of your world. She understands that. Remember, a lot of chicks have a lot of experience. They have experience with a lot of men. They know that this is a crappy man. They know this is a mediocre man, but they know this is a man of standards. A man in his purpose, usually you're going to have standards. You're going to have people that you want to act a certain way in your life, at least a majority of time, especially in a lot of important matters. So don't take it for granted thinking that they do not understand. They do understand. Most women will understand that they need to play this part in your life. It's just that they're not willing. And when they are being resistant to your advances, resisting to you trying to get with them, it means that they're not willing to be in your they're not willing to be part of your purpose. That's it. So the best thing you can do is forget about her, right? Continue to work on your purpose, but at the same time inviting the women that are willing to get into your purpose. It's a numbers game. That's game. That's game for you, right? That's game, right? And this is why it's important, because it's individualistic. The game is about you. It's not about the woman, by the way. And that's another major problem. Most men make it about the women. It's about you, right? So once you figure out that this kind of woman is not willing to get into my purpose, I can invite other women who are willing, right? Which means that they have to be willing to play the part that you have set for them. So they understand that. Don't think that they are naive, not knowing that. The reason they're rejecting you, the reason they're rejecting your advances, because they're not willing. Whether they're not willing to put in the work, whether they're not willing to be with you, or they do not find you attractive, that doesn't matter. You should have those things in line, that okay, because she's not doing this, which means that she's not willing to be a part of me, then I can forget her and move on to the next. Plenty of women, plenty of ladies who are going to be willing to be a part of your purpose, as long as you're building something meaningful that you know that will give you the satisfaction that you want, right? You're not doing it for anyone else. You're not doing it so that you can accommodate people. You're not doing it so that you can accommodate the women. No, they should just be willing to come and help and be a part of it. Now, the role that you want her to play is really up to you. No one can tell you, hey, tell her this, tell her that. That's other people's game. Everyone has a role for certain people. And so I'm saying, it goes back to what I'm saying, that if you're not giving her the role and she's not willing, right, and then you neglect your purpose, means you're leaving your purpose and getting into her rhythm, then you're separating yourself. But if she agrees to that, and she really finds what you're building, and she finds you attractive enough to be with you and do as you want her to do. And that's the whole meaning of game, and that's the whole meaning that you should never leave your purpose and go along with women. I'm going to stop there. That's something that was very important for a lot of men to understand, because I see a lot of men are always trying to pander to women, always trying to put women first or ahead of their own purpose, and worse yet, they're putting women ahead of themselves, which is something that I just don't understand. You have to love yourself and love your purpose enough so that sort of love, right, will permeate into other things, and then people can see that, and then they'll be willing to enter your world. With that said, I hope that was well understood. It's been your boy Alfred, and until next time, peace.